we lost for the best Milan team of we will see to the start the tournament, and my player was my English is not very well, but he was fatigued and tired. Yes, okay. And
I think that's the freshness of the other side tonight was a big factor. Would you not say?
Yes. But we will wait the third match when pray for the yes on the Milan Fluminense. We will see.
Yeah, we'll be watching that game tomorrow, of course. Thanks very much for your time.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Andrew. Robin Courtois there, the head coach of Auxerre. I don't speak much French, but I can tell you that fatigué means a bit tired, and understandably tired against, well, what he said, interestingly enough, Ed, was he thought the best side he's seen in the tournament so far. It's his opinion.
Yeah, and maybe he's a little bit, you know, he's a little bit frustrated with his own team, so that's a reaction of a coach. But I think, you know, you have to have more opposition to have this opinion. But they played well. Again, I think it's also the danger for the coach of AC Milan. You see, the players were overconfident today, and they didn't really match the real resistance so far. So it can be very dangerous to win with 7-0 in the opening match of a tournament.
And I think the age group, we talked about at half-time, it makes, at that age, it does make a difference. And the fatigue, the tiredness creeps in, and you could see it. They were more physical, they were more capable right to the end, AC Milan.
Yeah, and I think at the start of this, when we were highlighting the fact that Auxerre were bringing a team a year young, and we were applauding their efforts in the first game, we have to recognise that it was totally found out in the second game. AC Milan were physically stronger, actually technically very good, dominated their opposition from start to finish, punished them at every opportunity, and Auxerre's weakness, if you like, a year development, was exposed to the fullest extent.
Let's run through the goals, all of them, 7 of them, and we won't break them, we'll just keep running them and keep talking about them. And one thing I want to throw out there is whatever the team, this is Couton, his first of his hat-trick, one thing with great teams, in whatever sport we're talking about, they kill a game off. You know, they could have easily won 4-0, 5-0 even, and said, you know, 5's enough. You know, 7's a lot of goals.
Yeah, but it's youth football, you know. It's not so much about the score. You keep on playing, you try to do your best, you try to do the things you learned on the training pitch, you try to show them to your coach on the pitch, because you don't have to forget that it's not the team effort where the club is looking for. No, it's for the personal development to go on to the next generation in the club.
That was an interesting one, because Dorian, the goalkeeper, you could see his height actually was a factor there, because his own goal off the defender there.
We were slightly critical of AC Milan first half, simply from the fact that they weren't clinical in front of goal. They were creating lots of chances. They wasted lots of opportunities.
What goal that was, by the way?
Second half, Laferrare again. Composure in front of goal. I cannot believe their composure in front of goal. Ice running through their veins. They're very clinical. It's been a highlight of the tournament. I just think they're all round game second half exposed Auxerre's weaknesses. At that point, Auxerre had totally thrown the towel in. They were physically exhausted, mentally probably exhausted as well, Ed, from the first game and winning the first game. But again, it's a great header, great technique.
Yeah, and it shows again the quality of the tournament. If you're not top, you will not win the game here. No. So you have to be top to win or to have some meaning in the game, and it's proven by this game again.
But it's you know, you look at the technical skills involved in even that goal. It's a fantastic turn. It's a really, the weight of the pass is perfect. Coutron's first touch, second touch, sets up the finish, and again, doesn't disappoint. Just lifts the ball over a goalkeeper, sits the goalkeeper down. First touch away from the player, sits him down. clinical finish.
Yeah, and again you can see in the defending here that there's no
urgency,
no energy anymore into to stay compact or to go for a 1v1 defending. It's all space. They could do what they want to do, and then the game was already over.
The game was all over, totally. But I think, you know, again, AC Milan, first appearance, I think we're all impressed. I think if you look at them, they were clinical second half.
Yeah.
Coaches obviously had a few words, said, you know, let's put this to bed. They've done that, they've gone out, presented themselves in typical Italian fashion, I would say. You know, they've always had great goal scorers. Inzaghi, you know, who is your typical poacher, if you like. But certainly today, very impressed with AC Milan but putting it into context with the opposition.
Because you know, if you would be the manager of this team now, you won't be happy with 7-0 because you're thinking already. So now, how gonna get them ready for the next game? Because they think they.
I think you could live with it, though, Ed, I have to say.
No, but I mean, there will be some things in their head like, okay, how to do
so well done, AC Milan. Clinical, they did the job. 7-0 over Auxerre. Auxerre is still not out of it. They could still qualify a second. We see we're all ready for the next game. It's柏Reysol against PSG. PSG, don't forget, winners of this tournament, first time around 3 years ago.柏Reysol, a great draw against Barcelona yesterday, 2-2. Let's hand you over to our commentary team for this latest match, and that is Nick Summerby and Mark Tompkins.
Thanks, Rod. Just catching a quick glimpse of the柏Reysol team sheet as it just disappears from the screen there. I can tell you they've made no changes, which is possibly a little bit of a surprise. PSG have made changes, 4 of them in total, 1 of them in goal. Thomas Chesnau comes in goal, but don't forget, Kashiwa played the 3rd game last night. Mohamed Al-Shamari, by the way, is the referee, the same pool of referees here for the game. Nicky Summerby alongside me once again, having grabbed a bit of full-time refreshment after the last game. Are you surprised the Japanese haven't made any changes?
I am, yeah. They've got to be tired. They've not had much rest at all, but you know, great if they get that same performance what we saw yesterday. I'm really looking forward to see what they're like if they can keep that tempo up. Paris Saint Germain, you know what you're going to get. You know, they're a strong, good footballing team. This is set for another cracker. Now, me saying that, does that mean it's going to be awful now?
Well, we'll see in about 90 minutes' time, I presume.
As soon as I've said that there now, it's put a... No, but I'm really looking forward to this. 2 top teams, Paris Saint Germain. You just know what you're going to get with them, and I can't wait for this to start.
Well, the 3 outfield players to come in for PSG. Wilfried Kanga, wide of a 3 at the front today, 4-3-3. Looks like for PSG. Look out for Odsonne Edouard, who was the first to score a hat-trick. We've now had 4 hat-tricks in the game after those 2 trebles in our game a moment or so ago as AC Milan ran out 7-0 winners over Auxerre. Mamadou Dembele comes in alongside Mamadou Doucouré at the back in central defence, and the other change is also wide on the right-hand side. Boubacara Soumar coming in for Paris Saint-Germain. Of course, PSG have reached the final in the last 2 years, won the first one on penalties, lost the second one on penalties. I wonder where their fortunes lie this year. PSG are in a change strip today of white. The Japanese have done well if they've managed to get their kit washed and dried in time for today's game after last night. But they're all in yellow once again, very striking yellow kit. We were talking about trying to get some souvenirs from this tournament. The Kashima kit's nice, isn't it?
It does, yes. I don't think I could squeeze into it, though.
I'm not about wearing it, I'm just about having it as a souvenir.
Yeah, I'm Chicago Fire, mate. I want fire across my back, everything fire, that's what I'm going for. Some big lads here now for Paris. Obviously the number 11, looking at, he can't be 16, can he? Kanga, big boy. They always have some big lads, but let's get this game underway then and start fizzing that ball around.
Yeah, Paris Saint-Germain will get things underway. The referee just waiting for the signal from the match commissioner on the sidelines to get things underway. There is the Japanese coach, Naoki Saki. Very complimentary about his side yesterday after such a wonderful performance against Barcelona. But Barca showed their real quality and strength in depth by coming back at the Japanese in the second half. And that second goal for Kashima yesterday, 20 passes from back to front before they found the net. We've seen some great goals already.
Looking forward to seeing Anzi as well, because he sits in that just in front of the back 4, but always dictating the play. great range of passes. You can give him the ball whenever you want, but I was really pretty impressed with him yesterday's performance. What a top player he looks.
He does look a top player indeed. He wasn't the best player on the field according to the tournament directors. It was Kiyoshi Otani that got the most valuable player. Here is Anzi. And Nakagawa. I said yesterday, I was fortunate enough to be able to let you and Chris take the strain for this game, and I was quite happy to sit and watch on the sidelines. And the 4 defenders for the Japanese look really comfortable on the ball. They never look rushed. They always look like they've got a pass in them, which is very rare again at this age to see defenders with such composure.
Yeah, it's all changed now. It's defenders have got to play, goalkeepers have got to play, got to be good on the ball as well. But just right across the pitch, we didn't know anything about them at the start, but they definitely made an impression after the first game.
Speculative effort there from Lorenzo Caligari. It's the first effort on goal, albeit not on target. Taiga Someya, the Kashiwa Reysol goalkeeper, also looked quite impressive. Francois Rodriguez is the Paris Saint-Germain coach.
You can see straight away now how they've changed and playing differently against Barcelona. Kashiwa, they're playing 3 up front. They're keeping the 3 players up front. Didn't do that against Barcelona. They were everyone behind the ball except for 1 player left up front. They've changed it. You just look the way what the coach has just said. So it's a different formation in this game. It'll be interesting to see how they react to that.
Kashiwa is right about on the eastern side of Japan. Played in the J-League top division since 2011. They have been relegated a couple of times. It's been a pretty much up and down time for them. But if this is the current crop of youth players at the club, their future in the J-League, I'm sure looks very bright indeed. It's a league that's grown in stature over the years.
I was talking to once again a lot of the coaches at the hotel this morning, and not a lot of them want to play against Kashiwa. They don't want to, and this shows you the homework, what they do on the teams. They've set up totally different here now, and they can adapt the game, and they can change formation, and this is what they're all about. They're very thorough, very professional about the way they go about the business.
Paris Saint-Germain lost their opening game, of course, that thrilling opening game of the tournament, 4-3 against Barcelona. The bright spot was Edouard, who scored a hat-trick in that game. Here's Dembele. Straight away he's put under pressure by Otani. Now Doucouré.
Can't see anything at the moment here now with the legs hurting. They're playing that high pressing game. Very fit team they are. It doesn't look like, you wouldn't have thought they'd played such a difficult game against Barcelona only last night.
It's Konate trying to get the crossover back to Nsoke. Caligari. And Dembele. That's well played by Koga. Great interception. Great vision from the Japanese. They read the game very well as well, don't they? You could see the way Koga intercepted, almost knew what was coming.
Getting back to usual now, moving the ball around, letting the ball do the work. Once again, it's going through the captain there, Anzai.
Here comes Koga once again. It's a lovely ball across. It doesn't quite have the legs to reach Nakamura, and it will be played away by Georgien. The Japanese, I suppose, will have to be wary of making a good start. You know, they've got 90 minutes to play here, let's not forget. If they start to get leggy in the final 20 minutes, that could be when PSG can take advantage.
I don't think you're going to get that. I just think they're a fit, strong team, very focused. I really don't. You know, if you're going to question them having, you know, the tired legs, you'd know straight away when the game started. They just picked off from the way they were playing. These are fit boys. They had the warm down after the game yesterday. They're just a difficult team to play against. What's really organised and fit lads these are.
Another team that's quite happy to play the ball out from the back. Sumare. Dakua, captain, forward again towards Odsonne Edouard. They'll be watching him with interest, the Japanese, after his performance against Barcelona. And again by Otani. There's Nakamura, busy little central striker for the Japanese side.
You know, they leave him up there on his own a lot. He works hard. He put a shift in last night. They took him off 10 minutes from near the end. But as you can see, look, they're still great footballers, moving it around. Dangerous team.
It's a good ball to Otta. Thought he might have been given offside there, but the flag stayed down. Just pressing Stanley Nsoko into the corner. Will be a Paris Saint-Germain throw. Interestingly, in France, we talk about foreign players in various games in various countries around the world. French teams are limited to 4 players without EU citizenship.
Which is good, because it's obviously the more talent coming through for France. We should look at that a lot more probably in England. But it's the way in which it's changed. It's an awful, you know, it's a massive hotbed for football, France. We know all the players that have come through to play in the Premiership. You know, it really is, and especially at the moment with the Qatar ownership of Paris Saint-Germain, you know, they look the part of them. And when the first team came over here and played Real Madrid in the Khalifa Stadium, you know, it's another club what's really going places. But I like that, because you want to bring your talent through. You know, you want to bring your homegrown talent through.
Well, here come PSG once again with Ikone.
See what it is there when you play Kashiwa is you're going to work hard. If you're going to score a goal against them, it's going to be difficult, and that's what they do. It has to be hard to score a goal, and they make you scrap for everything.
And Soke. Caligari. As you mentioned, the Qatari owners, the Qatari Investment Authority, has been in charge of PSG for a couple of years now, officially making it the richest club in the world. I'm going to throw another one at you. Do you know what their official anthem is? Allez, Paris Saint-Germain, to the tune of the Pet Shop Boys Go West. Which I'm sure you've sung many a time on a night out.
Yes. Yes. Pet Shop Boys, eh?
Blast from the past.
Where do you get this information from?
Research, that's cool.
Believe what? I can't even turn my computer on. That's my excuse anyway.
Here's Anzai, the Japanese captain, onto Tanaka. Front three already starting to look to press. Good overlapping again by Koga. Fuller running down that far side. Good challenge by Sumare. A space in the central areas here for PSG. It's Caligari. It's a good ball again. Edouard tried to get away from his marker. He's done well. He slipped it through, but the flag's up for offside. Wouldn't have counted. Edouard just went a fraction too early. Look at that again in just a moment. Here it is. Only just.
Great decision by the linesman. He's on the ball. He's slightly offside, but the linesman was really on the ball then. But you see, they keep a high line. They work you. I mean, that was really good play. That deserved to get through. But they don't give anything at all, this Kashiwa.
Here's the captain again. Kaito Anzai. Turned off by Nakamura. Yano. All the way back to Thomas Shez now. Didn't play in the first game for Paris Saint-Germain. Don't forget this, the second of 3 games today. We've got Chicago Fire against Manchester City coming up later on. Looking forward to seeing your former team.
Yeah, I am. You know, the club's really moved forward from when I played there. You obviously know what the first team's all about, but I'm just looking forward to seeing what all the youths and the players coming through are like. So I'm really excited about that.
Poor ball from Edouard, which is comfortably cut out by the Kashima defence. It's Tanaka. Now Koga. It's a poor ball there. It was a footing by Sumare. Quickly retrieved by Shiroa. As I was aware, there was a PSG player behind him, so confident enough to play the ball back to his goalkeeper.
Can't stress enough how lush and beautiful the pitches are and how well they're looked after here at Aspire. You know, it's perfect for teams what want to play football, for getting the ball down. They really are in pristine condition.
I was about to say, you won't see any bobbly bounces for goalkeepers here.
You don't see anything, it's true. You know, if the ball comes back to you, you know what you're going to get. And this just makes it, this is a big reason why we've seen the football what we have, and it just encourages footballers to get the ball down and play it around. Everybody getting a feel for the ball, you know, trying to break the other team down, but doing it in a positive manner, being patient, lifting the tempo up when they can do, and when it's needed, but slowing it down, really having the array of different ways of trying to beat opposition.
12 teams competing for the ALKASS International Cup 2014. By the end of today, we'll have seen all of them in action. AC Milan imperious earlier on with a 7-0 victory, and as we said, Manchester City to come against Chicago Fire before the final round of group matches tomorrow, and then we start getting into the knockout phase of the competition. Here's Edouard. Held the ball up nicely. Murray just slipped as he tried to play that one goalwards, and it might be a chance here for Yutaka Yano to break. Otani.
You think to yourself now, if Kashiwa can come through this game and get a result, you know, they get the break.
Good play by Nakamura, well held up, waiting for support, which arrives in the form of Ota. Just prevents the corner. Stallion Soke. PSG, the second most popular in France after one of Chris's former clubs, Olympique Marseille. Don't tell him that.
Luckiest Bosnian signing ever. I know, but he loved it out there. It's he said it's a really hotbed. This is their arch rivals, Marseille and Paris. He had a great time and loved it out there.
Good ball through again to Yano. It's a little bit early with the cross. It comes off the legs of Caligari and goes for a corner. Well, the Japanese certainly haven't shown any signs of playing less than 24 hours ago in this early stages. Still goalless, 13.5 minutes played here at Aspire Zone in the ALKASS International Cup 2014.
If they keep this tempo going all the way through the game, that is really phenomenal. Phenomenal fitness.
It's just too high for Kanga. It's ended up all the way back with the Japanese goalkeeper Someya. So the one thing you notice again about the Japanese team being here, and I know it's just the football side, but just Japanese people in general, always friendly and always keen to speak, and even though they don't speak the language, they're always keen to try and communicate with you, which has been great to see.
Yeah, been great credit to themselves. You know, we had to tell them this morning when we saw them. When we saw them, we were slightly offside there, but when we saw them, we said great performance last night, and they wanted to talk to you, you know, and they've been absolute credit to themselves.
Offside against Shinji Nakamura. Nakamura, one of the goal scorers last night. Otani scoring just before half-time to put Kashiwa into a 2-0 lead at half-time against Barcelona. And if you haven't seen that second goal from last night, you must try and find it, because it was simply incredible. 20 passes from back to front and a fine finish beyond the Barca goalkeeper, and everybody around in the stand just looked at each other in stunned silence at the quality that was involved in the passing. It really was something to behold, and has really emphasised what this tournament has been about right from the very first kick on Monday. Already we've had 35 goals in 7 matches. I'm sure there'll be plenty more to come over the next 10 days or so.
I mean, that's great. That 35 goals, you couldn't ask for any more. We've seen some absolute quality, you know, and it's that says it just about all. There's goals coming. There's just magical football from lads that are 16 years old. You know, you have to. That's the main thing. You have to remember that. And I'm talking to them now as if they're full adults playing in the first team, because that's what I've been used to seeing over these couple of days. The standard's been fantastic, and with that, we've had quality goals. This tournament will just get better and better, and it is every year. Every team wants to get involved with it, and rightly so. This will just get bigger and bigger.
Well, say we've had 12 teams this year, and you just wonder, with demand of players and teams trying to get into this, whether we can possibly see an expansion maybe over the next couple of years or so. It's certainly a tournament that has got already people like Chicago Fire wanting to come back, and Auxerre wanting to come back again next year already. And you know, some of the great names who competed here in the past, you know, Boca Juniors, Liverpool, some great teams from around the world, as Paris Saint Germain go on the offensive, looking to try and put the Japanese defenders under some pressure. Here's Soke. Again, it's good defending. They are conceding a height advantage to Japanese against the more physical French side, but they've held their own so far. But Paris Saint Germain enjoying good possession at the moment. Here's Soumare. Georgian. Now Soumare. Caligari. Not such a good ball cut out this time by Koga.
I mean, I think a lot of these, I know with the case of Manchester City, some of them don't actually play in league, so their season's based on tournaments and stuff like that. So it wouldn't surprise me if it did get bigger, this tournament here, with more teams.
柏Reisol's academy has already produced 2 players that are playing in Europe. Hiroki Saki is currently at Hanover in Germany, and Hiroshi Ibusaki is at the Valencia's B team. So already they've caught the eye of scouts around the world to get themselves a move to Europe, and I'm sure 1 or 2 of these players looking to follow in the footsteps of people like Shinji Ono, who of course moved from Japan and had a very successful career in Europe.
Doesn't surprise me at all. From what I've seen out there, they're as good, if not better than a lot of the players. I mean, they've got some star players out there. I mean, they can play in any football around the world.
It's probably a bit of an untapped resource as well, isn't it? For clubs, I'm thinking perhaps more in the Premier League. You know, there aren't too many Japanese players in the Premier League. You know, Manchester United have got Kagawa, of course, but you know, you just wonder, coaches out here going, well, you know, these guys are worth the punt, maybe.
Yes, well, all the coaches we spoke to have been delighted with the main team. What they've spoke about is obviously Kashiwa. You know, they were just surprised, I think, because they were a non-identity when they came in. The people know them now, and they're looking forward to what's the reaction after the game yesterday. Well, they just picked off from where they finished, but once again looking to play. There's the captain there giving it away. He does not give it away very often, but it comes back to him. Everything goes through the captain.
Well, that was almost a good ball down the line for Ota, but it's cut out by Stanley Nsoke, the left back. There's Soumare. Just over the top again towards Kanga. Tidied up nicely again though by the Japanese, proving very difficult to break down once again. Once Barcelona managed to get the measure of them in the second half, Kiki Alvarez made a change of slight formation at half time. Flag's gone up for offside here against Nakamura, who was only just inside the PSG half. Almost falls for Edouard. Turned away by Sakamoto. Chase on here for Nakamura. He'll be guided back to his goalkeeper though by Mamadou Decore.
I mean, I think for Kashiwa to win this competition would be massive. It would be making a statement, you know, and I think they're up for it. They really are. You can focus. This would be great for Japanese football if they could win the ALKASS tournament.
Well tidied up once again by So Nakagawa. Here's Anzi. Anzai again, and that lovely crisp passing football from the Japanese, just finding themselves a little bit of space going forward. Tanaka. Yano. Almost stabbed back by Otta, back to Yano. Well, here's a chance for Nakamura, trying to weave his way through. Does get the shot in, it's blocked by Nsoke. Good defending by PSG. But just for a second, it looked like it might have opened up there for Kashiwa. And now they've got to get back on defensive duty. Good ball through for Edouard. He's caught the defenders the wrong side. He's offside though. Flag was up very quickly. I just thought Edouard had got the measure of Otta there. But the flag saves Kashiwa Reysol.
You know, even if the ball's knocked over the top, they're quickly to pick up the mess. Paris, they're not getting, they can't get that final ball off just because of how difficult they are to play against Kashiwa.
It's gone for a corner. It's been a fairly even opening first quarter of the game. That 7-goal game for PSG, of course, means that they have to win realistically to guarantee a place in the quarterfinals. Barcelona already through, 4 points from their 2 matches. This is where they'll threaten though, the aerial presence of PSG from set pieces, and this is where the Japanese will need to be on their guard most of all. Over comes the corner, not a good one. It's headed away quite comfortably by Sakamoto. Forward by Anzai. Konate.
Well done, well defended there by Thiago Koga. We've got there, haven't we, eventually? Well defended, just looking over there before the corner. Chicago Fire, they're watching the game in the stand opposite. Not far away till they put their kit on to play against the mighty Manchester City.
Yeah, that's the 3rd game on this evening. This is the one that's occupying our attentions now. Another evenly matched contest at the moment. Now there's a chance on here for a break. Yano bringing the ball away with pace. Nakamura just pulls away to find some space. It's a wrong decision though by Yano, who tried to square the ball. Nakamura just pulled off the shoulder of the marking defender, which was clever movement off the ball. There's Anzai again. Oh, given away clumsily by Nakagawa. Sumare. Ball across is just too far ahead of Edouard. Too much pace on the cross, and well, the Japanese just getting themselves into a little bit of a mix coming out there.
I think that was the first time you see the tired legs from playing last night, giving the ball away, which you're not used to seeing them do. Paris are coming into the game a bit more, creating half chances.
A couple of PSG players who played in this tournament last year have gone on to bigger and better things. Kingsley Coman has since made his debut for PSG. The youngest player to play for PSG, now replacing Nicolas Anelka, who was the previous youngest. And another player who played in this tournament last year, Moussa Dembele, not the one who's at Tottenham. The younger Moussa Dembele has Edouard's header, which is well wide. And Moussa Dembele signed for Fulham in the summer of 2012 and made his Premier League debut in November last year. So Fulham giving the youngsters a chance of people who've previously appeared in this tournament. That was the header from Edouard. Hasn't quite found his range yet, having scored a hat-trick in the opening game against Barcelona. It's not very often you score a hat-trick and end up on the losing side.
No, not at all. But even with that cross there, it was a good delivery, just got it all wrong. Tried to guide it towards the goal, but didn't really go anywhere near it.
Well played by Anzai. Guided back by Yano to Shiroa. Here's Koga. Otani. So the three players up front are giving them plenty of width, the Japanese, at the moment. Otani and Otta almost both hugging the touchlines on their respective sides. Does mean that Nakamura's got quite a lot of space to try and exploit in the centre. That was the foul that gives PSG a free kick. But a point here, don't forget, would be good enough to send柏レイソルthrough to the quarter-finals. It would mean that PSG would have to contend one of the lower places, having lost their opening game. Nakamura. That's a poor ball. Just occasionally they look tired. You know, there's some tired passes, isn't there, from the Japanese at the moment. They've managed to hold their own defensively, but just going forward, they're just lacking a few ideas at the moment.
Yeah, that Nakamura then, you know, he did all the hard work and got there and just passed the ball out of play. It's understandable, you know, it was a very physical and strong game last night, but this is the way they play. You know, they all work hard for each other, and it's going to be a big test for them tonight. Lovely ball through to Yano. Bit of space down the left-hand side here for Kashiwa, but once again they can't exploit it. Alex Georgian had just tucked in there and there were two players behind him, but he managed to get away with it. Yeah, giving the ball away again then. You know, this is the first time we see of tired legs.
And Soke.
When you're tired, you get sloppy, you see, in your mind, and you've got to be sharp in your mind, and I expect a little bit more of that because, you know, it's not very long since they played the last game.
Tanaka. Given away cheaply once again to Kikone. Well played again by Koga, strong in possession, the fullback. Tiago Somea, the goalkeeper, didn't really have too much chance with either of the Barcelona goals last night. He made a couple of important saves as well. Barcelona could have snatched it late on. Lee, who'd already scored for Barca with a great chance, but just couldn't wrap his foot around the ball to hit the target, having managed to get round the goalkeeper. Would have completed what was a fine comeback from the Spaniards, having gone 2-0 down by half-time. Another tough examination, though, for the Japanese here against the physical PSG side.
Once again given away there by Paris Saint-Germain. Kanga, he's played it too quickly, it's gone out of play, but it's sloppy play by Paris Saint-Germain.
Sanzai again turning on the edge of his own penalty area and playing a lovely ball forward to Tanaka. Here comes Koga again on the overlap. Nakamura in the centre needs to stay on side. It's cut out before it reaches him by Dembele.
Once again, a great position they got into then. Kashiwa.
There's Konate. Edouard making sure he stays on side, but again they've got the challenge in. Konate goes down in the penalty area, no hint of a penalty. He thought he should have had a penalty, but players tend to. Referee not in the slightest bit interested. Here's Tanaka now. Moved out wide again by Koga. Otani. Tanaka. Yano. Cleverly switching it. Otta. It's a wasteful ball again.
Bad crosses, they're getting in good positions now, Kashiwa, but just lazy balls into the box. You can definitely, I can see them being leggy now. They've got to make that ball do the work, but the way in which they're playing, they're still attacking, still being busy. You've got to try and save the legs a bit. It's a long way, it's only 29 minutes gone of the game. A long way to go, they've got to preserve their energy.
Nakamura. Out wide again to Otani. As yet, the telling ball hasn't appeared for the Japanese. Anzai, maybe this is the moment. Flags up again for offside. It would have been a stunning finish from Otta. on the overhead kick. Lovely little flick over the top from the captain, but the offside flag denies Kashiwa, and I don't think he's offside.
It's not offside as well. I just think sometimes the linesmen have got to concentrate. It's not much of a job just to look across a line, you know, and if you don't, if this is when he's breaking into the box, no, I think it's a bit more strength. He's put his body into him and then got away with the ball.
Not too sure whether Francois Rodriguez agrees with that. He maybe thought it was a penalty, just half questioning the decision, but no penalty given. And an offside at the other end denies Kashiwa the chance of getting an effort in on goal. Here's Kanga. Now Konate. Push wide by Caligari to Dembele. And Nakagawa just committed himself a little too early there and allowed a little bit of space in behind him. Japanese half getting the ball away as far as Kanga. Pressure from PSG. Now the shot will be side-footed goalwards in the end from Boubakary Samaye. The ball goes wide of the target again. Good build-up though. Yeah,
it was, yeah. You look at the two teams here now. The physically stronger and bigger team is definitely Paris Saint-Germain. But Kashiwa, very fit and strong, mobile, probably smaller. But they've just got to, they have to figure out a way of getting through this game, trying to win, but the same thing is obviously you've got to preserve your energy. But the thing is, I don't think they know how to preserve their energy. The way in which they play the football is quick, everybody moving around. So it's going to be interesting as the game goes on, if they can really carry on at this pace.
It's Koga. Gets it back from Tanaka. Anzai. Nice touch off again to Anzai. Nakamura, who's onside this time. Just pulling away, might have to go on his own here. He's waiting now for Atani to come inside. Here is Atani, just had to stretch, and again, just that final ball letting the Japanese side down at the moment. Excellent build-up play to that point. Atani couldn't quite reach the pass, and here come PSG with Edouard. Nakagawa trying to stay with him. Good turn by Edouard, two waiting in the centre. Goes right to the byline, Edouard. But again, he can't pick out a white shirt. And chances at both ends for shots from each team, but neither have managed to hit the target on both occasions. Koga. Now Otani again. And Tanaka. Just needs that pass to try and unlock the PSG defence. Japanese move well off the ball. Here's Ota. Nakamura. Otani comes short. Lovely little 1-2 again. Good foot in by Decore.
Well done. Well played, both teams. It's a brilliant bit of football by both teams. Really moving it about. The same as against Barcelona. Last night, it's two teams really going at it, trying to break each other down. Some great football out there.
Kanga. Now Sumare. There's a speculative effort which was always going away from goal. Wide of the target. Just watching the Japanese coach on the sideline there, Naoki Saki, as we just look at that shot again from Sumare, which went wide. He was desperate there for Ota to get down the line, and he stayed where he was, and hence the pass wasn't really there, and they gave the ball away.
I think if anyone's going to win this game, it's going to be about fitness. I didn't think that before, but it really is. I mean, Paris are much fresher, but either way, Kashiwa are still knocking the ball around. But can they get the energy to really get a goal in this game? They've got up to around the box, but they give it away. The final ball. But definitely the fitter of the teams is Paris, and Kashiwa will be crying out for a rest after this, and if they can go in with 2 victories, they get a good rest.
I would see them finish top of the group, of course. So PSG free kick into the final 10 minutes of the first half. Despite the fact it's been a very good game, it's been very devoid of chances in the first half at the moment. Both sides have looked good up to the final third, but it's just broken down for them on each occasion. Dembele. And Soke. Caligari. Georgian. Doucouré, the PSG captain. Now he plays the long ball forward towards Edouard. Lovely chest off to Konate. Well, again, the Japanese have got players back behind the ball and defended it well. And there might be a break on here. It's Otani. Angle ball on the chase. Goalkeeper thought about coming and went back. It's Ota. Nakamura comes short. Good backtracking there by Stanley and Soke.
If you just got to there, you know, that's where the legs came in then. They really opened them up. You know, can you drive into the box? Can you whip the ball across? They just got there. It's a little bit leggy there. You know, they stretched Paris Saint Germain wide open. Could they just finish them off? Once they start getting that first goal, they can get the ball down and manoeuvre it around and be in control of the game. It's just that final bit where I can understand they're tired. They had a glorious opportunity then, just go straight for goal, get a shot off, either put it across the face of the goal. They just couldn't get there.
Keto Ansai, the captain, with the corner then for Kashiwa. Very nearly reached Shiroa. Otani. Tanaka, the player that's dropped back into defence, with the central defenders going forward, but they've now made ground back into their normal positions, and Kashiwa will try and build once again. Lovely ball through for Nakamura, who's onside this time. Doucouré goes across. Nakamura makes space. No one in the centre though, and he was always going to struggle to beat the keeper from that sort of angle.
I tell you what, Nakamura's been very impressive. He's up there, he's holding the line, he's twisting, he's turning. The defenders can't get anywhere near it. He gets into the box, tries a shot, come cross. He's really been impressive. He can keep that line there. If he can get some support, it's a lot more harder than what I'm saying because of how tired they are. But if they just muster something up here, I really think they can get the first goal in this game.
Good turn by Yano. Anzai. Ota.
Everybody's showing for the ball. If you've got a man on the ball, you know, showing, can you get him out of trouble? Everybody giving him options. That's what's happening at the moment. This is it's fantastic to watch from both sides. It could really go. It's a toss of a coin, could go anyway. But Kashiwada still, I just think they can get the goal me before half time.
Well, it's been a very even first half. So far, that is.
Cagey is the word, isn't it? Cagey.
Cagey.
But still wonderful to watch.
So we did have a Japanese team in the tournament a couple of years ago. Kashima Antlers were here on that occasion. That will be a free kick to Kashima. Again, the referee just waiting to see if there was any advantage there before playing. There's the challenge on Riki Tanaka.
39 minutes gone, 0-0. It can go at any point, this. It's a real mental game. Two teams, who can beat the other? I mean, we watched Barcelona last night and eventually they got a little bit of glory second half and got themselves back into the game, but they came back again, Kashiwa. The usual faces always getting on the ball constantly for 90 minutes.
It's a lovely weighted pass, just had enough to reach Yano. Sakamoto. Yano. Anzai. It's all a little bit tight in there at the moment, and they've managed to give the ball away here. Caligari. Georgian. Good run this by the fullback. Georgian's attempted cross is blocked by Tanaka and goes behind for a corner. So another chance here for PSG to get the two big central defenders, Decore and Dembele, forward.
Yeah, it's now Paris Saint-Germain's opportunity. You know, they've been dangerous as well. Can they finish it off? Well, not finish it off. Can they get that first goal? It swayed both sides this first half.
It's another in-swinger. 5 PSG players all in a line around the penalty spot. And it comes out towards the keeper, who was a little bit tentative with the push out, but managed to get away with it. And quickly looking to try and get his side moving forward. Just patted that one into the ground, the goalkeeper. Fortunately, nobody reacted from Paris Saint-Germain. He was able to gather. Here's Anzai. Now Yano. Otta. This kick was by Unsoke. Kashima's youth academy's done pretty well in their own country. They've won the national championships at under 18 level a couple of times. PSG have a great director of football, of course, in Leonardo, the great Brazilian who's overseeing the whole thing at PSG at the moment. They've had lots of money to spend over the last couple of seasons or so. These youngsters all part of that setup, of course.
It's the way forward. You've got to bring your youth through. You know, it's massive. You know, in football now, there's a lot of money around where people just buy players. You've got to look at your youth.
Lovely goal by Nakamura once again. Here's a great chance for Otani! And he scored via the post. And Kashiwa Reysol take the lead.
Oh, I'll tell you something, I do enjoy watching these. I think they're absolutely fantastic. I could feel there was a goal coming on there, though. Could he drive into the box? He gets a bit of luck, gets a challenge, the ball spins off, but can he finish it? He finishes it off the post and into the goal. Brilliant. I could see them if they could just muster that bit of energy up, but they've been fantastic, and they've really took the game to Paris Saint-Germain, and they've got the rewards. If they can go in at half-time with a 1-0 lead, get the breather, get the drinks down them, hopefully they can hold into it second half. But they've been a breath of fresh air. They've been a fantastic team, these. Really like watching them. And they've had a difficult game the night before.
Well, it was the defence splitting pass that set up the goal for Koche Otani, who scored about a minute or so later than this in the game yesterday. And here come the Japanese once again. It's a sliding challenge from Dembele, which wins possession back.
Good tackle that was, really good tackle. He had to win it, but once again they're battling in midfield.
Well, here come PSG looking for an immediate response. Georgian chipped to the back post, but too high and too far away from Edouard. Not a bad ball in by the full-back, but he was always asking a little too much of the centre forward.
Yeah, but what we've had and what we've seen throughout the competition is just get that bit of quality. It lacked that quality at the end. Can they just whip it across the floor? Just put it across the floor into someone's path. He's tried lifting it up, it's gone too far there. Just need that little bit of quality. As the competition moves on, it gets to the semi-finals, the finals, you've got to have that bit of quality.
Somaya's clearance, Unsoke's header. Tremendous build-up again from the goal from Kashiwa Reysol, though. It's Anzai. Yano. Nakamura brilliantly turns again. It's Yano. Otani, the goal scorer, taking on Georgian. Yano making himself available for the ball once again, quickly released by Tanaka. This is Koga. No one in the centre, headed away by Unsoke. Not very far though. That's a poor touch from Otto, which hands ball back to PSG. Excellently read again by Shiroa, the big central defender. Now PSG will try and break forward once again. Oh, it's great pace, tremendous pace. Oh, the finish wasn't on the end of it though. From Ikone.
What a touch that was, by the way. Great play by Paris Saint-Germain. And when it comes to Ikone, he does a fantastic touch. He's through on goal. Can he get his team going in with a 1-1 draw at half-time? He puts it straight into the keeper's hands. Great play by Paris Saint-Germain. But Kashiwa, they're coming back the other way. What a game this is.
into an added minute at the end of the first half. Lovely ball through the defence once again. The flag's gone up for offside though as Nsoke gets across. Taiga Ota, tremendous movement off the ball again, and the vision that the Japanese have got incredible. Here's another look a moment or so ago. Tremendous pass by Konate. But he should have done better.
He should have, yeah. I think there was a bit of a mix-up then with Showa, with the goalkeeper. I think they thought the keeper was coming out, but they should have really. This is what it's all about, chances. You're not going to get a lot of chances. You've got to put them away in this game.
Well, the AC Milan players just sitting down in front of us, having done their job earlier on. 7-0 victory over Auxerre. They've come to have a look at the Japanese in action. Maybe they can see PSG. I'm doing a slight disservice there, perhaps. Great first half again. Lovely ball across. Flags up again for offside though against Otani. As there goes the half-time whistle. Well, we wondered whether there'd be any kind of adverse reaction from Kashiwa Reysol, having only played Barcelona in the late game last night. Less than 24 hours to recover. But that's been dispelled here with a goal at the end of the first half that's put them in front. Koichi Otani getting his second goal of the tournament to put the Japanese side in front of the break. At the halfway point here, it's Kashiwa Reysol 1, PSG 0.
Well, plenty of things for Paris Saint-Germain to consider at half-time as they are a goal down to Kashiwa Reysol. We'll get the thoughts of Jim Magilton and Ed Graper next. Kashiwa Reysol of Japan, they 1-0 up against PSG. Remember, PSG won the first ever ALKASS International Cup 3 years ago. Fluminense Brazil last year. Who will it be this year? Kashiwa Reysol certainly impressing. They did against Barcelona last night. 2-2 that finished. They're 1-0 up, half-time in this match. Ed Graper and Jim Magilton with me in the studio. Ed, your thoughts on their performance so far in that first half?
Again, impressive. If you play a game like they did yesterday evening, same time, so less recovery than 24 hours, and you take the initiative on the whole 45 minutes against Paris Saint-Germain. It's incredible, and the captain takes them by the hand, Kaito Anzai. I think he plays a very important role. He speeds up the game, get the tempo down, and of course they're not so crispy as they looked like yesterday, but they managed to go around.
Kaito Anzai, as you say, is the captain of柏レイソル. I know Jim, sort of position that you grew up in and had a successful career, and you have high expectations for this player. In fact, you're looking for some Northern Irish lineage.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. They are a joy to watch. You know, he is a joy to watch, but they are, as a team, are a joy to watch. We briefly went outside to have a look at them. We recognised last night huge energy, expenditure.